All right. There is something that I want to talk about, and I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about it. Um, where did the concept of human beings lording over other human beings come from? Where did this royal class come from? And prime ministers and presidents and all this other stuff. Where did it come from? Where did it originally start from? Well, I can explain that some. For one, it started millions and millions of years ago. The oldest human remains were found by the Balkan Sea, and they're 12 million years old. What I'm talking about is older than that. The original rulers, the class set apart within other human beings, pretty much started this way. Outside of original sin, after man fell out of way with God and out of balance with nature and outside of the vision of imperfection or perfection rather that God had for people, um mankind still hadn't learned yet within its perfection what existence is. Didn't learn about the universe or any of that other stuff. The original human beings knew about the Garden of Eden and you know the stuff that went on in ancient times before any of the stuff that we have in terms of a vantage point of understanding our existence came into play. So what you had people who in very ancient times were subject to their environment, subject to big nasty predators like the short-faced bear and the saber-toothed tiger and such. People that didn't understand the reality that they live in at all. They thought that the sun just was created and went across the sky and died at the end of every day. They didn't have any understanding of what that was really all about. And honestly, really what it boils down to is fire, believe it or not. The first human beings to lord over other human beings were the ones that had control over fire. Now, whether they came in contact with lava, whether there was a lightning bolt strike, a brush fire, a wildfire, whatever it was, we all have a common ancestor that went and started tampering with it, put a stick in the fire, or did something, started experimenting and figuring out what this was all about. Now, the significance of that is this: when that day rolled by that they didn't understand, our ancient ancestors, and thought that the sun was just, you know, incarnating itself across the sky and being reborn every day, that was the entirety of their existence. That's what brought warmth. That's what caused things to grow. And when night came, it became very scary because we couldn't see our predators anymore that are going to sneak up on us and harm us or eat us, right? And so the people that had control over fire could cook their food. They had light. They had heat to be able to ward away the predators. And so they became the first haves and have nots. And so you either obeyed the people that had control over fire and understood fire, or your ass was out in the cold. We're eating raw food. We're subject at night mostly to the predators that could creep up on you at night. And that's pretty much how it all started. That's how it all started. How you have human beings, imperfect human beings that fell out of way with nature and God, lording over others. A little bit of knowledge, just a little bit of knowledge can set you apart. But that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the descendants of those people who weren't afraid of the fire, that went and started playing with the fire and figured it out. And now the people that are the ancestors of those that weren't able to figure it out are those that are subject to those who did. And all of it is satanic. They thought that the sun was just a fireball that would incarnate itself across the sky every day. They used that in place of God after the fall from original sin. They just put the sun in its place. And it actually turned into satanic worship. What was one of the original titles of Shaitan or Satan? The morning star? The sun? All right, I think I've said enough. I'm about to hop off. Grandmaster Rodimus 1, I'm out. You people do the knowledge, okay?